Hello and welcome back to the Lore Raider. Metroids, the titular species of the Metroid universe, our favorite energy-sucking space jellyfish, and either a massive boon or a pain in the ass for most factions in Metroid. But it does bring up one very important question, one that no one really seems to ask. How did these factions react when Samus exterminated them in Metroid 2? So join me today as we delve into the lore of Metroid as we ask, how did the galaxy react to the Metroid's extinction? Well, let's start off with the people who ordered their extinction to begin with, the Galactic Federation. The Federation Council, the political body that rules the Federation, all knew what the Metroids were and ordered them exterminated, deeming them too dangerous to continue existing. But when they were finally wiped out, no doubt the wider Federation political sphere was extremely pleased. However, a small rogue faction of the Federation military wanted to monopolize the Metroids as a bioweapon and began cloning them as we see in Metroid Other M, and then perfected in Metroid Fusion. As for the Federation civilian base, as we see in the Metroid manga, Samus is considered a hero and a symbol of hope, and no doubt eradicating these dangerous Metroids bolstered her goodwill among the people. But what about the rest of the galaxy at large? The Space Pirates, the Federation's rivals, are known to have had spies and sympathizers within the Federation, and would have known that Samus was ordered to kill off the Metroids. I imagine when Ridley arrived on the scene on SR3D8 to find no Metroid present on the planet, they must have been pretty panicked, especially given that after that, Samus and Ridley had a heated fight, and Samus managed to escape with the last Metroid. However, their fears would be averted when the pirates learned that instead of disposing of the Metroid, Samus took it to Sarah's space colony, and then they proceeded to steal from them, and destroy Sarah's space colony. The DNA of said Metroid being used to make the failures that were the Motroids in Super Metroid, and the successes that would be the Megaroids later in the manga. But what about the third galactic powerhouse in the Metroid universe, the Kraken Empire? While we didn't see the reaction in game, I wager their reaction was simply non-existent. Simply put, the Kraken Empire has never encountered the Metroids, and as such, their loss probably meant very little to them, if any at all. But what about the other smaller factions in the Metroid universe, such as Ravenbeak? How did Big Bird himself react to the Metroid extinction? Well, at the time he had lost his entire tribe of Choso to a rampant X-Parasite infestation on ZDR, and hoped to rebuild by using the Metroids as a weapon. However, by the time he arrived on the scene, the Metroids were already extinct, which, according to Quiet Robe, left his plans and any hope of galactic domination in tatters. Many other smaller factions, like the Dominion from the manga and Exelon Star Corporation from Metroid Dread, we simply don't know their reaction. Meanwhile, the Phazon, also one of the galaxy's former major players, were already destroyed before the Metroids went extinct, so again, we can't get their reaction as well. The observant among you may have realized that there's one other faction yet to cover, that of the X-Parasites. How did the X-Parasites, who were a quasi-hive-minded species, react to the extermination of the Metroids? Well, as we glean from their actions in Fusion, the X consider the survival of Metroids anywhere a threat to X everywhere, and as such, they would have been extremely happy to see their mortal enemies die. And as we saw in the end of Metroid 2, the moment Samus left with the infant Metroid, the X-Parasites wasted no time reclaiming SR388. So needless to say, they were quite happy. So that was how the Metroid Galaxy reacted to the extinction of the Metroids. Overall, very mixed, surprisingly enough. While for the first and last time in history the X-Parasites and the Galactic Federation agreed on something, that being Metroid should die, others like Ravenbeak lamented their loss, whilst rogue factions like the Federation military and Mother Brain only considered their extinction as an opportunity to monopolize the cloning of them and use them for their own ends, while others still like the Kraken Empire simply didn't react at all. I enjoyed making this video, and I know it's a new type of content for this channel, but I hope that you found some enjoyment. And please like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Most importantly, comment, because reading the comments are the best part of this job. And if you like this type of video, please leave your own suggestions down below. I take them seriously. And question of the day: how did you react to the extinction of the Metroids? We know how I leave you. Be safe, be wise, and please pray for the true peace in space.